So let me lead with this quote from a guy by the name of Jiddu Krishnamurti. He made this quote, in relation to what was going on in the 1950s, looking at America becoming a more fascist society. He said, "It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." I have used this quote before, and it is so profound. It is no measure of health, meaning you can't sit from a place of privilege watching a sick society go on around you and judge, like your health, and judge, how better off you are based upon the sick society that you live in. You are a part of that society. You are a part of the society. So, as Muslims, we like to sit from a place of privilege and watch all the dysfunction and toxicity go on, permeate, the Islamic community, and then sit from a place of privilege and say, well, that's not really my problem. It's not really I'm good. And you're not good because you are part of the problem. You are a part of the problem. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. It's like we're okay with the toxicity and all the dysfunction that's going on around us. It's like we're cool with that. And then we get on the minbar for the Muslim leaders and preachers and imams. Listen, man, this is no holds barred, man. I ain't sparing nobody. Nobody gets spared at this, at this point, man. Like nobody gets spared, man. Because it's the tiptoeing around and the diplomacy that got us into this mess to begin with. The politics. Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Oh, you should have talked to this one, or you should have spoke to that. Man, miss me with all of that, man. That's the part of the problem. That's part of the problem. Sitting around talking about, oh, you should have contacted this brother, or you should have contacted that, or you should have spoke about this, or you shouldn't have said this like this, man. Miss me with all of that. That is part of the problem. That's why we in this mess to begin with. If we had straight shooters and people who spoke it as it is, we wouldn't be having these problems to begin with. But everybody is playing the politics and everybody is so freaking diplomatic. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. Yes, it has been normalized. It has been normalized. But you're part of the problem. If you're well adjusted to a profoundly sick society, then you are part of that as well. You just as sick. Don't say, I got my thobe on and, I'm Salafi and I'm over here and I got my thing going on and over here and, the rest of them was like, no, you are part of that. How are you separating yourself from that? You are part of that. So here we go. There's nothing wrong with Islam. Let me say that. Disclaimer, let me throw that out there from the very beginning. There's nothing wrong with Islam. But there's something inherently wrong with those who have put themselves to be the vanguards of Islam when it's convenient for them. It's like people who appropriate black culture. It's like, you want to be, you want to wear the baseball cap and you want to sing the raps when it's convenient for you. But when it's time to protest, it's time to stand in solidarity, you know where to be found. You understand what I'm saying? It's like everybody want to be an imam, preacher, teacher, leader in the Muslim community when it's convenient. But when the fit hit the shan, you know where to be found. I'm just, stop me when I deviate. I'm just stating the facts, man. I'm just stating the facts. Everybody want to be a preacher, student of knowledge, teacher when it's convenient, when you can put on a thobe and you can sit behind a chair and you can teach from this book and from that book. Everybody want to be that guy. But when it's time to really get in and start dealing with some of the toxicity and the dysfunction in the Islamic community, you know what I'm saying? Like, where to be found. Crickets. We don't hear nothing. We don't hear nothing. Correct me when I'm wrong. But there's nothing wrong with Islam. But there's something inherently wrong with those who have placed themselves in the position of vanguards of Islam, and those who have, put themselves in positions to not only, teach Islam, but you also have a responsibility to everyone is not a fighter. All right, well, then get out the ring then. Don't put the gloves on. Don't step in the ring. If that ain't your bag, then step out the ring. I'm not accepting no excuses at this point. So I'm gonna say my piece as I said, and then I'm gonna just let you guys comment because some of you, that's all you good for is commenting. There's people that's feet that's on the ground, that's putting in the work, that's doing the work every single day, while many of you sit around on social media and you comment. I'm not a commentator.